All right, 2-0, and you decide to do something about it. How much was that in the back of your mind that this team needs a little bit of a lift?
Yeah, you're 100% right on that one. Didn't have the start we wanted, but it was good timing, and thankfully we responded well to it, and we got ourselves a big win here. So a lot of guys came up big tonight.
How much convincing did you have to do to make that happen?
Not much. he's a he's an honest, hard player, and he plays the game the right way, especially for a guy in his role. So it's an honor code system, and he's one of those guys that lives up to it. So if ever situations on the other, we're down or we're up and they need something, well, it's going to be honor system at that point as well. So he's a guy like that, and I respect that.
And how gratifying is it for you as a player and a guy who's in that role to see it work? It did spark the team, and they came alive in the second period.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, you hope it works. Sometimes it doesn't. But, thankfully we responded well to it. And, that's something that our team is that type of win of coming back after a tough start. It's really good for our group. And I think after the game against Anaheim, that was something that, we needed a response game like that. And we definitely rose to the challenge.
And you did it again in the third, too, down a goal in the third and responded with a couple there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, a lot of guys came big tonight, and it's a great team win. Everybody chipped in, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, what you're talking about right there, everybody played their role tonight, and the old saying, your best players have to be your best players. Nice to see that they were tonight, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I think everyone was on top of their game once we got going there in the second. But again, it's another growth moment. I think I'm extremely proud of this group, the way that we responded to that Anaheim game and our start tonight. That's part of our growth and our process here this year. So really proud of our group.
And the wheels could have fallen off early in that. If you have not good second and third periods and then not so great a first period tonight, it could have gotten away. But as you said, that growth, that's the way you want to go.
Exactly. It's something that has happened to us this year where we kind of, like you said, the wheels fall off, and we're really addressing that as a group here. And tonight we really showed that we're taking that into account, and we're trying to, become a better hockey team by eliminating that from our team. So.
Korpi, how good did it feel just to get back in there tonight?
Felt good. Haven't practiced a lot lately, so I was just important to get in there and get back into it. So felt pretty good.
Tough period for you early, first period, because they couldn't get out of your own zone really tonight, and that had to make it challenging for you early on.
Yeah, they had a lot of shots, and I think we recovered pretty well from that. The second and third one was fairly easy for me, and guys played great.
What was the difference in the second period from your perspective?
Just managing the blue lines. Didn't lose the puck that often and simplified our game.
The fight that Mathieu Olivier has, it sparks the team. There's no doubt about that. As a goaltender, when you're sitting back in there in the crease, can you feel it the same way the guys on the bench can feel it?
Well, I have to stay level, but you can see the crowd gets going, and you see the guys are getting fired up. So for sure, all they got us going today.
Did you get the feeling, because it just seemed like as that game went on, that you guys were going to be able to take this one? There have been so many games this year where it kind of felt like, we're not going to be able to get over the hump. This one felt different from afar. Did it feel that way on the ice?
Yeah, first period wasn't good. But, starting from the second period, you see we got better and better. And, last period you can see tied the game, and we just went on.
Going on a long trip now after this one, it kind of puts a little bit more importance on getting the win before you take off, doesn't it?
100%. Get a win, and it's going to be a tough road trip, 8 days and 4 games, so it helps a lot.
How good does it feel, you guys, obviously not the season anybody wanted, but to have a crowd like this tonight, and really good crowds all season that they support you. Obviously, it's easy to support you guys when you're good, but maybe when you're not so good, how good does it feel as a team to have a good crowd basically every night?
Yeah, especially today, I think that was a sellout, whatever. It's great to play in front of a crowd like that, especially at home. So, just appreciate everyone showing up, and we want to do our best for the fans to win those games.
Brad, how much of tonight was a response to the other night and making sure that the jobs were done right to come back and get in this game and ultimately win it?
Yeah, obviously the first wasn't the start we're looking for. We we had shot attempts. We hit and we missed the net. They blocked it. It wasn't pretty in the first at all. Made a little switch there with some lines and seemed to find ourselves a bit in the second. And we just went to work and simple, and we started to execute better. That's one thing we didn't do well in the first. It's just we were missed passes. We're kind of a day late and a dollar short on some execution stuff, and it got better. And then found our rhythm a little bit there for the last two. So it's a good win for these guys.
You talk about switching up the lines, put Jack between Johnny and Patty, but really the third line with Bemstrom, Cole, and Marchie, they played really well that second period. Drew a penalty. What'd you think of them, and specifically Cole? Coming back after being scratched, it looks like he's really taken that and used it as a positive.
Yeah, I think you're seeing a better version of him. He's getting some opportunities again, and I think that. I know he wants one to go there. He gets a real good crack there in the second, and then draws a penalty on he's right back door. I thought he had it. He gets another one on the short side there. He's looking like himself. And again, it's going to take some time here, but that line, there's some firepower there. We know Bemmer can shoot a puck. We know Marchie's dangerous, and he's been scoring it, not as of late, but that line could be really good for us. And I thought they were effective for us tonight.
Right? Can you trace your resurgence in this game back to Olivier fighting 2-0 right after the second goal by the Sharks?
I think it's a big moment, and he fought a tough kid. That I don't want to say his name because I think I'll butcher it, but Gladjovic, yeah. I've seen some of his bouts, and he's all business. That was two real tough guys going at it, and they obliged. And you could see the energy on our bench. It was great. I think the guys fed off that, and it helped us in the second.
If you look at the score sheet, your best players were your best players tonight. How gratifying is that to see that on a night like tonight?
Yeah, you need it. It's not a mystery. I mean, you need your top guys to be your top guys, and for all the things that Johnny did too tonight, he fumbled the puck more than I've seen him too. Like he could have had 2 or 3 more easily. He gets that partial breakaway, and he had some good looks there. But yeah, great to see them get on the board. That score is like the score, right? What I like about it, we gave up 10 shots the last 2 periods. That's probably the coach's perspective, but you give up 15 in the first, but you give up 10 shots the rest of the way. It's a good period, or a good game.
Kent sets up both Boone and Gus for pretty big goals. What did you like about him tonight?
Yeah, he switched in with them, and I thought, Kent, I thought had a good game last game also for us too. I thought he's a guy who wants the puck. And he's got swagger and confidence with it. First period, maybe a little too much swagger. Some turnovers there, but you want that confidence in your young players, and he has it. I think it's again, there's a bright future for him. He ends up, I believe, with a couple assists tonight, but he's a dangerous player. He's slippery when he's feeling it. He really helps those top guys too.
It's easy to come out and support a team when they're in the playoff race and that, but what can you say about the fans all season that have been coming out, even if it's the season nobody was hoping for?
Yeah, first, it's a great night because it's first responders night, right? I mean, what can you say about all the men and women that are involved in that, and the sacrifice and the hours, and it's especially the last 3 years how hard it's been with COVID, and so and you hear the stories as they're coming in, and people that are lost in the line of duty, and that's hard to hear. I met a family tonight, and that's tough, but so that in itself is a great night. I've said this so many. Our fans are incredible. They are. It's been a rough year. It has, but they continue to show up, and they continue to support, and they continue to their chant CBJ when it's not going so well. This is a special city that way. It is, and they've always been tremendous and got behind this group, thick or thin, really have. They're always showing up, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate it as players and staff. It's just great to see. It is.